Hello, this is Pastor Steve with your message of hope for today, and this one's going to go out on Election Day, so hopefully the Lord has a really special message of hope for us today. This is kind of what He has given me. It's a passage of Scripture I want to read and help us to think about things as we think about the state of our world and particularly of our nation right now. This is from Philippians chapter 4, starting with verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is gracious, if there's any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the God of peace will be with you. You know, interestingly, Paul writes in Ephesians chapter 5, the first couple of verses, that we're to be imitators of God. And then in the letter to the church at Philippi, he talks about having the mind of Christ. And as we have the mind of Christ, we focus on things that are good, that are true, that are beautiful, that are edifying. How often do we, as followers of the Lord, not quite get what it means to be His imitator? And we tend to focus on things that are threatening to us, things that are bad, things that are evil or ugly or decadent. And so I thought about that this month. This past month is sort of, you know, when I was a kid, Halloween was one day we dressed up and went out and trick-or-treated and had fun. And now Halloween in our culture has become a whole month, which sort of focuses on, you know, horror movies and the fact that we say tales of the supernatural and we immediately go to some evil, malevolent spirit or demonic presence is interesting to me because obviously the supernatural can be good and strong and powerful and beautiful as well because God is a God of miracles and of healing. And yet when I say supernatural and I talk about God, people say, oh, no, we've moved beyond that as a culture. But if you say supernatural and we're talking about a serial killer with a knife going, we say, ooh, I want to watch that. And so we've ceased for some reason to focus on the things of God. And what we focus on and spend our time and attention on begins to sort of craft the way we see things. And so if we're always focused on things that scare us and things that anger us and things that frustrate us, the evil things of this world, the dark things of this world, we become people who react in certain ways to things. And so, you know, we see in the scriptures that the promise of God is that He has defeated death and hell and holds the keys to those things through Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. And we don't need to be afraid. He's given us His Spirit, which is not a spirit of timidity, but of power and of love and of self-control. And so Paul says those of us who follow God, who have His Spirit, live out and inhabit God's mind in such a way that we focus on things that are encouraging, that are beautiful, that are true, that are good. I was thinking about this today as we go to the elections because there's going to be a lot of fear and frustration and anger That's just the divisive nature of politics and of earthly power. And so these next few days, I ask you to be an imitator of God, not focus on the things that terrify, the things that offend, the things that anger, but instead focus on God, things that are true, that are good, that are beautiful, and allow His Spirit to give you strength, to not be afraid, to be able to meet the challenge of the day with the Spirit of God in you. And so it will cause us, if we can say along with Paul, no longer I, but Christ who lives within me, we will respond to the stimuli of life around us in a very different way. That's true strength. And that's the strength of God in us. And this is certainly a message of hope for us. And on a day that has the potential to be a little crazy. Hope everything's going well. God bless you. And this is your message of hope.